few ravens here, and as you can see, I have expanded out of it. Just, I guess, a quick update on the plan. I got my field going, and I got some crops, and I got the charcoal killings out. And I guess while we're here, you're going to need one of these killings in order to discover tar. Put that down there, and that will let you learn the to be able to learn the rowboat. Let's see, there you go, the rowboat. And as well as one of the most handy little crafts. Where are you at? This one's tools. There we go. Torch. As you can imagine, a torch is very handy. You can haven't made one yet, but if you light a stone fireplace, you can light a torch and put it into your equipment, and you can just walk around lighting everything you need. So that is a real huge quality of life right there. And these you will need charcoal burning, which is a lot of stone, and it's about a full stack of logs to fill them up all the way. But it's very slow burning, and you get charcoal, which you can use for glass making once you make the crucible. But okay, so up on the topic, we're here because I know some people, they're just playing the game for the very first time, or they're trying to figure it out on Steam. And one thing is, while we get this nice snapdragon here, one of the benefits of increasing your perception and exploration, you find more kind of stuff like this, which is a very good curio. Yeah, that's pretty good. One thing is string. You need it for everything, and you need it for a lot of stuff. But where do you get string? And we will get to that, and I'll show you. First up, when you have a combined total of 50, that is your perception and exploration. Basically, if you have base stats 5 points in exploration with your base 10 in perception, that equals 50. And you can check the numbers on the wiki if you need to, but with that, you can shift click on these just like most things, and you can harvest in an area, and you'll get standing grass. And what you can do is you can take the standing grass twine. You can take 3 of them, and this will get you your first strings. Alright, and off to the next. And one of the earliest things you can find out in the world is the taproot, spindly taproot. These are pretty handy as well. And they come in at 10, so basically as soon as you get out the gate, you can start seeing them. But the more you, but again with these forageables, the higher your perception and your exploration are combined, the more you'll find out in the world. Now up to the next. So you will have these cattails to the right of me. You get them you can start seeing them at a combine of 210. And the reeds, these cattails, they have a chance if we can get there. Thank you. I see. Uh-oh. Okay, you see right here, this is what you're looking for if you're doing cattails. The fibers, but they also give you a little bit of food. Alright, constitution as well as a curiosity. So the cattails are pretty, they're alright, when you're out and about. And these reeds, let's see, you're gonna need, we'll clear 3 of them out. And as you can see, this takes a while, so we'll skip when that's all done. Alright, so when you have 2, you can make reed twine, which is also another another form of string. But another thing with reeds is you can use them to make your, let's see, a reed weave belt. This is your first tool belt you'll be able to have. Basically, well, this is the leather one, but it will only have 1 slot. And if you have like a shield and a axe or something, you can have either like a water skin. You can put shovels, saws, any little hand tools you have, and you can stick them in these little tool belts. Or if you're on vanilla, you can access it through your equipment menu by hovering over your belt. And remember, don't drop your belts wherever. They're very hard to find. And yeah, everything on there, it will be lost if you like drop it in the water or something like that. But these are very handy tools to have. And even though it's only 1 slot for 3 reeds and a string, it can be very handy. And yeah, and let's see if we can hunt down our last string as we get this curio. Okay, a bit of a sidetrack, but if you go out in the world and you see these random patches of dirt in a form or anything, this is where you get your acre clay. You can do a test dig, see if you get acre clay. And if you get one of their best uses outside of completing the pottery quest, is you can make a nice curiosity. Where is it? Toys? There we go. Toy chariot. And it will only take 3 acre clay. You take it and then you put it in your clay kiln, and then you let it cook. Okay, back to finding that last string. Okay, well, one more bit of thing, I guess. If you have the Ender client with simplified crops on, as you're going out in the world, you'll see these 3 out of 3s. These are the wild crops. You see, we got some wild tubers, or probably carrots, or we don't know. But we'll get into that once I get the farming situated. Okay, now again, another item that is very handy to have are these clovers. And these clovers require 130. And what you can do with them, well, if I find a horse, I'll show you, or any creature really. Now you see these little guys, stinging nettles. Now these can make some pretty good. Well, if we can get there, come on. You can double click to get over cliffs. As I'm having technical difficulties navigating this little spot. There we go. Flowers. Now, stinging nettles. Let me look them up right here. Is a minimum of 25. And with these guys, you can make, well, what used to be the basic armor that gave you negatives now gives you a +1 to agility. And it's a solid, it's just 4 stinging nettles for the pants, 6 for the shirt, and they both give you stinging the nettles, which are very fantastic, especially before you start first hunting. And we'll get to that in another video, because for right now I kind of don't want to go on another hour rant like I usually do. So you can find the different strings in various places. You just go through biome to biome and you'll see them. So that'll be rope. I might as well include that since we're doing that. Yeah, I had to move it, and by moving it, I had to destroy it and collect all um, all the string again to rebuild it. All right. Here we go. Rope walk. Once you have rope twining unlocked, you unlock this thing right here. And once you have it, craft, processing, sewing. You will require 10 rope, or 10 strings, I'm sorry. So to make a palisade, you will need about 50 strings, which it is a lot, but if you, once you discover any form of hide, you can essentially rip it up by making hide straps. And it will make 2 straps from one like little rabbit hide. And that will unlock some other things for you. And you know what, I guess we'll go on for a little bit longer here, because this is one of the most important, is gildings. Where are you at? Close the equipment, gildings. Now first you'll only have primitive gildings, but they are still pretty decent. Taproot lacing. It's real easy to make. It just needs 1 taproot and some water. If you have a little cup of, birch cup, or if you're able to make a bucket, it doesn't matter, any water. And it's +2 to survival. And you have the forager's brooch, which is hedgehog quills and a dried squirrel tail. Then if you're going into combat, you have this cheap unarmed combat with the bark reinforcement. And then one of my favorites starting off is the reed brooch. So 1 reed and 1 stone, and you will have at base you'll probably only get +1 to exploration. If you have, let's see here, at least 10 dex and 10 survival, then your soft cap, basically what it's showing here is at quality 10. So you at least want to make sure you have 10 in survival before you make some of this stuff. As far as the primitive, quality is a really big thing, but basically we'll get to that in a bit. So with gildings, let's see if we can just make it. Alright, see, with this taproot, we'll make it. And what you will do is you will pick it up, you will hover over your item, and you will hit right click. What you see right here, it's not like a 2% chance, or your gilding won't go onto the item. More or less, you see, well, at least with Ender, it'll tell you it is a chance for a new slot. So if you get lucky, you can get a chance for another gilding slot to put into your equipment. And let's look here. Oh, it's right here now. As you see, chance 45% to 95% with the survival skill. Basically, all equipment has that chance with different things. Like this is strength, agility, lore, nettle pants, survival. This nifty grass cape, survival, and bun slippers, agility. Now, once you start hunting and you get things going, with no, because I can make better stuff. I don't want to put that. I'll just drop it. One of the best ones that you can make to help you in combat is the hide layers, which is 3 prepared hides and 2 hide straps. And basically this will help you a lot, especially with levels, because that's plus at base 10, +2 melee, +2 unarmed, +2 survival. So, and yes, you can equip 2 shirts, and I believe you can equip 2 pants together if you don't have access to making armor yet. You can increase your agility and stats in a different way. Um, so let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh, yeah, have 6 or 8, depending if you want to put nettle in your leg and your torso slots. Um, that's like 22 extra points for unarmed melee and survival. So don't be too stressed out with the gildings. It can it can be something, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, I know those lower percentages, they kind of off-put people. Like, oh, I have to make a bunch of these just to put it on here. No, it's just a chance to add an additional slot. And it's tanning tubs when you make them. Let's see, procedures. Of course, you'll need tanning and you'll need a saw to make some boards. And basically, all you need to do is to put 4 tree bark and to stick them into the tanning tub. It'll look like regular. If you put a bucket of water in here, or if you just put any water in these tanning tubs, it won't look brown. It will look like, like there's just water sitting in there. And what you do is you right click the bark into it, and it will turn into this color. At least 4. You can put more than 4 bark. I think you can put up to 8 or so. But really, that's only for quality. Like if you have, poorer quality water, or you have much higher quality bark, then that will only increase the quality of the tanning fluid. Uh, you can hover over. It's only like 10.6. All right. And well, I already explained it. You wait about 13 hours here, then you wait 30 hours for it to tan. I mean, yeah, for it to be in a tanning tub, and you get your leather. One little tip on that: if you have a very small claim like I normally had put tanning tubs within a locked house behind a locked gate. Simply because if people with the injured client, you can see any of your workstations. If it's ready, it will be highlighted green. And that would tell other players, like, hey, their leather is ready. I'm going to break into it, and I'm going to take that, already made leather. So it's a little bit of a keep the candy away from the bad children, you could say. And just keep at least like 3 tanning tubs in your house, so you would have enough, be able to keep enough leather to make your palisade. And bone glue, of course you would need at least 10. Here, we'll go ahead and we'll make some bone glue here. And just for laziness sake, because I only need this lit, write some magic, and we're gonna kindle, baby. Boom. Alright, and we'll be right back when the cauldron is boiling. Now that our cauldron is boiling, just a heads up, it's about 5 minutes. So you'll want to open it up, go over to processing materials, and you'll see bone glue. So you just craft it on up, and you'll get your bone glue. And I get a pro tip: if you're using high quality water, let's find that empty. Yeah, this one's almost empty. There we go. You can right click on your cauldron while it's lit, and you'll take, well, it's supposed to take the water out. There you go. Alright, and you see there's no water, and it's not boiled. But you can right click it, and presto. This is a good way to conserve water. And if you have like a lot of cooking to do, but you have to go get something, you can reclaim your water. I might as well do that right now. And there you go. Now another cool thing with cauldrons. Let me stick it over here. You can stick various items within the holes. If you put in eggs, you'll get boiled eggs. If you put in gooseneck barnacles, you'll get boiled gooseneck barnacles. Lobsters that you find around the beach, well, yeah, you get boiled lobsters. Morels, the mushroom. Different clams. You can even put ash in here to get that ever valuable lye, which you will need for several important things like glass. Now, since I'm already going on a tangent, let me go first a bit of tips. If you're on your own, you're trying to survive, and you're really worried about people, busting down your walls and going into your, taking what you have stashed, one of the most important things you absolutely must protect is your stuff to make your palisade. Everything else is subpar. So what you do is you take your bone glue, your leather, your rope, everything you have, and when you're done for the night, you put it in your inventory and you log out. That is the absolute best way to protect your goods. This is especially if if you're going as a nomad, you want to keep your most precious items on you at all times. Do note, however, if you commit a crime of any kind, you will have a debuff. And if you try to log out, your character will only fall down to the ground. It will not log out of the world. So that is one thing to keep in mind. If you commit a crime, you will be tracked, and you better be behind some walls when you log out, or else people can take your stuff, and you can't do anything about it. So don't be bad, and you'll be good. But yeah, log out with your most important curiosities, your bone glue, your leather, anything you find of high value. Because even if somebody comes and destroys everything that you have the materials to make your palisade. All you gotta do is to pick it up, find another place, and then settle down. And you don't have to be set back too far because you will have your materials, so you can immediately pop up your palisade and make sure it's under a claim, and you will be golden. Now, let's go show you the use of the clover. Now, as you traversing the world, you will encounter different animals. Well, let's start before this horse gets away. You want to take a clover and right-click on it. Well, that was pretty quick. Usually it takes like a couple minutes, but you will take your clover and you will right-click like a horse, a orach, or a mouflon. And the oraches, they give you, if you have a bucket, you can collect milk from them. And if you have a horse, as you see here, this little buddy is pretty fantastic. This will definitely let you get around the map a lot quicker than this one's. And when you're ready to, when you want to tame, you will definitely want to wait until you have at least like a tinker's axe, or if you had in a duo, um, it ooh, red deer. And anyways, um, which mining is my next big venture, and well, we'll once I get things situated and I'm able to mine, I'll show you how it goes. I mean, it's kind of simple, but it's also kind of stressful as cave-ins and whatnot. But we'll talk about that at another time. So for now, with your horse, this will make your life 100 times easier, even if you got nothing. Ah, I'm just gonna click on the mini map. It's so much easier. I'm gonna get some more bone material. Oh, there's a boar. Okay, let's not mess with the boar. Okay, quick tip, people. Boars, they have armor, so if you're going up against them, you're gonna need something with armor piercing, like with melee skills. And you want to click on this until you see that olive branch. That means that you want a piece. Oh God! And this is why having a horse is fantastic. Thank you, boar. Okay, yeah, boars are not friendly. And they will rarely execute. I'm not even sure if boars can execute you. And by execution, there are, I know, 3 animals you want to stay as far away as you can. Even if you got metal armor and everything, if you don't have the stats to tackle on some of these big beasts, um, just don't do it. There's the lynx. It'll be like a yellow cat looking thing. There's the bear, which it kind of look like a bear. It's like a little light brown little thing with this one's. And then there is the dreadful moose. Don't just if you see them and if they're walking towards you, just hit your escape button. And there you go. Now, while we're here, we might as well go through combat while we have this fox. Uh, Basically, when you have your bar here, you just want to, just the easiest to keep things simple, you want to right click everything off of your bar. And you want to have at least one skill on here, attack skill. As you can see, I got the full circle and haymaker. You can get combat skills by fighting with animals. And you see as there's a 1, you can have up to 5 combat cards. Like I can have 5 quick dodges, and each card you add onto it will increase the your combat capability for that attack or the maneuver or defense. Well, not maneuvers. I'm sorry, but one easy way to once you have everything cleared off, you only want to have one maneuver on your hotbar. Why? Because if you only have one maneuver on your bar, then that maneuver will automatically start up. And you can get more later. And when you have shield up, make sure that you have a shield equipped. Because at 50%, you take reduced defense. That you'll take more, you'll take more damage, or your openings. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the words for it. Your openings will be, it's just not a good time. Now, as far as I can understand, it's your, like say for shield up, it's your melee combat times 250%, and let me find out what the U stands for. Okay. So, according to Jorb, that the U is basically you're timesing it by 1 to 1.5, depending on your weighting, which I guess is it's a bit depending on the combat ability or effect. Okay, so basically, this would be your unblock times one, or I'm sorry, unblock, unarmed times one, or your melee times 250% times one, or it's basically a placeholder to keep things, all right, to simplify things. Um, so basically, if you don't have a shield but you have high melee, well, mine is unarmed. So whatever your highest is between unarmed or melee, that's what you want, either chin up or two arms, and you can get certain maneuvers through different skills that you acquire. And let's see, uh, pretty much you'll be starting off with one of each: jump, quick dodge, and sidestep. These defenses, they lower your openings, and essentially openings is, the greater your opening, the more damage you will take. And sometimes it's better just YOLO it, unless until you get certain special moves, which I have not unlocked yet. But as far as things attacks go, you know, I mean, if you get between punch and left hook, yes, you can see left hook has 15 increased damage, but it has a cooldown of 40, and the punch has a cooldown of 30. You can get away with just using left hook, but it's a little easier to use just to spam it out, because the longer the cooldown is affected by agility to a degree. So if you have higher agility than another person or creature, then you won't be waiting, the full 30. You'll just be like click, click, click. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that fox again. But your first baseline would be 10 unarmed, and at least like about 15 to 20 agility, which you can get by eating rabbits and stuff, and other things that will give you agility. But you can start killing bats at base 10 or better 15, and you can start fighting them that way. But as we are here, just to make my life a little easier, I'm going to go up to 30. No, I cannot. Okay. Alright, let's go find us that fox. I do apologize, I keep going off track of things, but when you have... let's stop. When you have a wild horse, you will notice this pony power will be going down. If this goes down to 0, you will be thrown off and you will take a lot of damage. So use your horses wisely. And even though after some time you can use the clover on them again, they will have the same amount of pony power. To get off the mount, control and then left click. And then, wave bye-bye to your horse. And hope it has a great day. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to hit 5. You want to make sure that you have enough stamina to chase. Alright, so we're going to get right into it. And one thing is you want to get behind them. Well, depending on your terrain, because I cannot sprint on the somber or the cloud, or on the somber if it runs that way. Turn your sprint on. And you just want to spam your abilities. Or your punch. You see this right up here, this is the openings on the fox, and these are my openings. Like, I will be taking a lot more damage coming through here. But, you see we got one low blow. That was a bit quick, but as you can see, you can get quickly injured. Go ahead and take care of this while we go on. Your wounds will stack, and unfortunately, I kind of got carried away. I believe it'll go from knickknacks to deep cuts, and then to severe maulings, and then into the well, almost unhealable wretched gore, which is really not what you want. But I'm just gonna have to live with this handicap for some time. Uh, if you have the Ender client, it will tell you what kind of treatments you can have to take care of some of these things like deep cuts. You know, if you can make stinging poultice. Finish this up. Let me go back home. Medicine and first aid. This will be one of the first ones that you can make. You know, 3 nettles, 2 strings, and 1 prepared hides. And it will treat, you know, that. If you can find yarrow to take care of knickknacks, you'll probably need a couple yarrows to fix that. But for some of the worst ones, like severe maulings, uh, or the wretched gore I would say is the worst because you will need a stitch patch. And that requires metal, which I really need to hurry up and find so I can take care of this. But at least with the swollen bumps, you can take care of a stinging poultice. But these maulings, I'm just glad they're not as big as the wretched gore or the swollen bumps, because I do not have access to Hartshorn, or I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but you can see it. Yeah, and different wounds, they will affect your stats negatively. So if you come in here, you see red stats on some of your things, or if it's not as high as it's supposed to be, then you have a wound that needs taken care of. One of the best rules to follow by is after each combat, check your health and wounds. And if you just have like a bunch of a list like a very few knickknacks, then I would say you're okay to hunt again. But if you start getting like deep cuts from one combat, just stop, heal, uh, just get your stuff taken care of and healed, and then you can go back. Because as you can see, each of these wounds for these numbers, they lower your max health points. Like you see, it is one from 155 max health down to 94, and it will stay 94 until some of this stuff will heal. But if you keep fighting, these will stack, and they will get worse and worse and worse. So yeah, just make sure you don't do what I do and get carried away hunting. I was excited to hunt my first fox, and I kept hunting foxes, and I got messed up pretty bad. So I'm hopefully going to be able to get some strength food, because even with 15 strength, I still can't mine. I'm probably going to need about 20 plus. Alright, to apply medicine, you take what you have, your medicine. You go over to, let's see, no. Alright, so you go over to your wound with your medicine, you right click on it, and you'll see apply. And you'll get a debuff to some degree that won't last very long. Some of them do. But as we are on this page right here, health and wounds, the infected sores, they come from walking around in the swamp. And if you get bit by midges or the basically mosquitoes, then it will infect a wound, which means this wound will not heal until this sore is healed. And it's very annoying, but it's just one thing to keep in mind. on that note, you can make a beast ring. If you're able to get a horse, you can hunt down moles, or if you're lucky enough to be near a swamp, you can find the bog turtles. And their shells and the mole's paw, they are considered fine bones. It's jewelry, and you see, you need three of them in one string, and you can have a pretty easy ring to get. And you can only gild the rings with gems that you find in the caves or mines. So, okay, I do believe that's been more than enough yapping. Next time, we'll see if we can explain more on FEPs, your hungers, your stats. I mean, you can see it when you cook and eat food, but we'll get into that in a bit with some other things. So, um, just for now, basically keep in mind that the more you eat, the higher cetaceans and a bit less effect that you'll have in getting your FEPs from that, like meat, nuts. It's all different. Anyways, um, y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day. And I do hope this helps. So just let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, or what else you're confused about or need to see, and I will do the best I can to get to that point to help you out. Um, Again, I have been playing this game for like about over a decade, and I'm just so happy it's out on Steam, so it's more accessible to other people. So until then, you'll have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.